Hi everyone, well, welcome to the Ataku's Reactions special New Year, well, I shall say, the special New Year's edition of Ataku's Reactions. Yes, so what we're going to do today is something slightly different to what I normally do. Not exactly a geeky sort of reaction viewing, but we're going to be watching a 1979 version of The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. It's an animated movie, and it's been a while since I've seen it fully, since I've seen the full movie. I've only seen bits of it since, but so what we're going to do is I'm going to watch the movie, and you're going to witness my reactions. I'll probably make references to the books, and of course to the Disney movies as well. Bear in mind, this is just the first story, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. So, let's sit back and enjoy. Oh, hang on.
You told Lucy you did?
Need to wind it back to the beginning. As I say, I've been watching bits of this, but haven't been able to watch it all the way through. So, right, here we go. So, we're opening up on an animated picture of the sky, just passing past clouds, and now we see the sun. I've got the title coming up, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. And it says the first book of the Chronicles of Narnia. And now we cut to the countryside. It is the early hours of the morning, so yeah, and now we cut to the rain. It is raining, and we're now see the professor's country house where the four Pevensey children are staying. So something different about this version from both the Disney and all the Disney movie and also the BBC adaptation is that it's completely skipped past the part where they evacuated from London during the war, and we're going straight to the professor's house where they're staying. And now we can see the wardrobe, and Lucy has just come out of the wardrobe.
I'm here. I've come back. I'm alright. It's alright. I've come back. What on earth are you talking about, Lucy? Haven't you been wondering where I was?
So Lucy's just come back from her first visit to Narnia.
I've been away for hours and hours. I hardly notice when you're here.
Now, Lucy's having fun, isn't it?
No, I'm not. I mean, I was.
But what do you mean, Lucy?
Exactly what I said. I went into the wardrobe and was gone for hours. Don't be silly, Lucy. We've only just come out of that room a moment ago.
Hold on, Susan.
So yeah, so Susan's just got back from Narnia, and no one and the other kids don't believe her because they've not yet seen it for themselves. So I am aware that this is actually an American cartoon, and when it was released in the UK, it was redubbed with English accents. I've not seen the original American voiceover version, but yes, my research has proven that this is an American cartoon.
Good joke, Lucy. You really fooled us. I must admit, we almost believed you.
But it wasn't a joke at all, really. It was different a moment ago. Honest it was, I promise.
Come, Lucy. You're going a bit too far. You've had your fun, and you better forget it now.
Snow, woods, witch. She's got a real problem. I don't care what they say. It may be just full of coats now. was snowing then.
So Lucy's going to explain about her visit to Narnia in flashback in this version.
And if it hadn't rained that day, the whole thing would never have happened. We were exploring the house, and as we walked down the hall, I'll just leave the door open a little.
So yes, now we cut back to Lucy going into the wardrobe and she's walking through the fur coats.
This must be a simply enormous wardrobe. What's that? Why,
And she's
it's
found the
snow.
snow in the
This
wardrobe.
is very strange. And they are just like branches.
Oh yeah, she's now walked into the land of Narnia.
I can always get back if anything goes wrong.
Yes, and now she's walking up towards the lamppost. Oh, and here comes Mr. Tumnus with his umbrella.
Good evening.
Goodness gracious me.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Excuse me. I don't want to be inquisitive, but should I not be right in thinking that you are the daughter of Eve?
My name's Lucy.
But you are, forgive me, you are what they call a girl.
Of course I'm a girl.
You are, in fact, human.
Of course I'm human.
To be sure, to be sure. How stupid of me! But I've never seen a son of Adam or a daughter of Eve before. I'm delighted to meet, that is to say, absolutely right.
Ah yes,
Allow
so
me to introduce
you can tell that Mr. Tumnus is trying to hide his true purpose of wanting to
I'm very pleased to meet you, Mr. Tumnus.
make
Oh.
Lucy's acquaintance.
And may I
And you'll
ask
know what I mean if you've read the book.
how you have come into Narnia?
Narnia? What's that?
And this is the land of Narnia, where we are now.
Why exactly did he just say, and this is the land of Narnia?
On the eastern sea.
He said, this is the land of Narnia,
You have come from
which I know is the line from the book.
of the west.
Well, I got you through the wardrobe in the spare room.
If I'd only worked harder at geography when I was a little fawn, I should no doubt know all about those strange countries. It's too late now.
But they aren't countries at all. It's only just back there. At least, I'm not sure. It's summer there.
Really? It's winter in Narnia, and it has been for ever so long. And we'll both catch cold if we stand here talking in snow. Daughter of Eve, from the far land of spare where eternal summer reigns around the bright city of Ward Robe. How would it be if you came and had tea with me?
No,
Thank
Lucy,
you very much, Mr. Tumnus.
don't go,
I
don't
was
go.
wondering whether I ought to be getting
Well, now the sky has just suddenly got darker, and as we can see, it started to actually snow.
And toast and cake.
Well, it's very kind of you, but I shan't be able to stay long.
If you will take my arm, daughter of Eve, that's the way. Off we go.
So off they're heading to Mr. Tumnus's house.
The Life and Letters of Silenus, Nymphs no worries. Men, monks, and gamekeepers are studying.
Yeah, Lucy's looking at the books on Mr. Thomas's bookshelf.
Now, daughter of Eve.
So Mr. Thomas has got his flute out. So he's dancing around his home whilst playing this happy tune to Lucy. And making her very dizzy. Oh, and there's a picture of Mr. Thomas's father. So now the tune changes to put her to sleep. And yeah, so while Lucy's asleep, she's dreaming. The strange thing is, she doesn't look to be asleep because her eyes are open. She just looks kind of in a trance. And Mr. Thomas is about to... yeah, he starts playing again, just to make sure that she's in a trance. And now he starts crying and clicks his fingers to wake her up.
Oh, Mr. Thomas, I'm so sorry to stop you, but I really must go home. I only meant to stay for a few minutes.
It's no good now, you know.
What do you mean? I've got to go home at once. The others will be wondering where I am. Mr. Thomas, whatever's the matter?
Mr. Thomas is crying, literally crying a fountain of tears.
What is the matter? Dear Mr. Thomas, tell me what's wrong. Mr. Thomas, stop it at once. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Why are you crying?
I'm crying because I'm such a bad boy.
I don't think you're a bad fawn. I think you're a good fawn. You're the nicest fawn I've ever met.
You wouldn't say that if you knew.
What have you done?
I'm in the pay of the White Witch.
The White Witch? Who's she?
Why? It is she that has none under her icy thumb. It's she that makes it always winter and never Christmas.
How awful! But what does she pay you for?
That's the worst of it. I'm a kidnapper for her. I mean, look at me. Would you believe that I'm the sort of fawn to meet a poor innocent child in the woods and pretend to be friendly with it and invite it home to my cave, all for the sake of lulling it to sleep and then handing it over to the White Witch?
No, I'm sure you wouldn't do anything of the sort.
But I have.
But you're sorry, and I'm sure you'll never do it again.
Don't you understand? I'm doing it now. This very moment.
What do you mean?
I had orders from the White Witch that if ever I saw a human, I was to catch it.
So yeah, now we're getting
over to
a close-up of Lucy's
and you
wide
were the
open
first I'd ever
eyes.
met. And I
Yeah, the animation isn't great in this, but then again, this is 1979, so there was nothing like the animation we have now.
What, Mr. Thomas?
Yeah, it was around, I think, the 90s where the animation really took a good turn
She'll find out.
at the first
And have
3D
my
kind of
tail cut off,
animations.
and my horns sawn off, and my beard plucked out.
But one thing that is really good is that they got the dialogue from the book right. They've literally got nearly all the dialogue from the book right, so...
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Thomas, but please let me go home.
Of course I will. I've got to. I hadn't known what humans were like before I met you. Of course I can't give you up to the witch. But we must be off at once. I'll see you back to the lamppost. I suppose you can find your own way from there, back to Spare and Ward Road.
I'm sure I can.
Shh, we must must go as quietly as we can. The woods are full of her spies. In fact, some of the trees on her side.
Oh.
You know your way from here, daughter of Eve?
Yes, I can see the wardrobe door.
Then be off home, as quick as you can.
I do hope you don't get into trouble on my account.
Farewell, daughter of Eve. Perhaps I may keep the handkerchief.
Of course, dear Mr. Thomas.
So yeah, now we cut back to the present. Well, what the present time back at the beginning of the movie. Now Lucy's just come out the wardrobe,
I'm alright.
and now we actually cut back to the present day, with Lucy at the end of Lucy's flashback, and she's now back on her bed. So it's another rainy day.
Why don't you look in all the wardrobes in the house?
And Edmund is teasing Lucy.
Maybe you'll find other new countries.
Cut it out, Edmund. Lucy's had enough of your teasing. Look, it's still raining and we can...
Of course, it would be
And
raining.
we can't go play outside. Let's play hide and seek.
Let's, I'll be it. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4.
So yeah, they're now playing hide and seek, and we probably know where Lucy's going to go and hide, and that Edmund's going to be tempted to follow her.
Oh. She's going in there again. I wonder. Maybe now names is from this were just a dream. Open the door and scare her. Aha! Lucy!
So yeah, Edmund has now gone into the wardrobe. And yes, as he famously stupidly did in the book, he shut himself in the wardrobe.
Hey, what's that? My goodness, she's
And yes,
right.
he's found his way. And now he's
This is what Lucy
in the
was
land of
talking
Narnia as well, back in the snow.
about.
And the strange thing is neither Lucy or Edmund have put on one of the fur coats.
Wow, it's me, Edmund. She's angry about all the things I've been saying to her.
Oh yeah, Edmund's now gone up to the
Lucy,
lamp
I'm
post.
sorry I didn't believe you. Where are you? Silly Lucy, probably sulking somewhere.
And here comes the sledge, and we can see the White Witch on the sledge. Yeah, I think the White Witch is definitely the worst animated character in this film.
Pray tell. Are you? My name's Edmund. Is that how you address a queen? I beg your pardon, Your Majesty. I didn't know. Not know the Queen of Narnia? Ah! But you shall never stay hereafter. But I repeat, what are you? Please, Your Majesty, I don't know what you mean. Are you an overgrown dwarf that has cut off its...
Oh, and the White Witch's dwarf who's driving the sleigh is clearly irritated by her dwarf insults.
Answer me once and for all, or I will lose my patience. Are you human? Yes, Your Majesty. And how, pray, did you come to enter my dominion? Well, I came through a wardrobe. A door from the world of men. I have heard of such things. This may record. He is only one, and he is really different. My poor child, how cold you look. Come, sit with me here on the sledge.
So yeah, now the White Witch is pretending to be nice to Edmund, to take the first step in her diabolical plan to kill the Pevensey children.
Hot to drink. Would you like that? Yes, please, Your Majesty.
So the witch now can just make a potion appear that when she pours some onto the snow, it automatically makes a hot drink appear.
And would you like something to eat? Some Turkish Yes, please.
And there she goes. She magically has another potion that can make Turkish Delight appear out of nowhere. While Edmund is wolfing the Turkish Delight.
One brother, two sisters. One sister, Lucy, has been here too. Lucy's been here and met a fawn.
Your sister has been here in Narnia, you say, and has met a fawn?
Oh
Yes,
dear.
she said she met
Looks like
a fawn.
Edmund spilled the
Very
beans on
good.
Mr. Tumnus.
Does anyone else know of this?
No, only Susan and Peter, and they don't believe her.
You are sure there are 4 of you? 2 sons of Adam and 2 daughters of Eve? I should so much like to see your brother and your...
Bloody hell, that Turkish Delight really did not last long.
I'll try.
Because if you did come again, bringing them with you, of course, I'd be able to give you some more Turkish delight.
Why not now?
I can't do it now. The magic will work only once. In my own house, however, it will be another.
Why can't we go to your house now?
It is a lovely place. There are whole rooms full of Turkish delight. And what's more, I have no children of my own. I want a nice boy whom I could bring up as a prince, and who would be king of Narnia when I'm gone. While he was prince, he would wear a gold crown, and eat Turkish delight all day long.
But why not now?
Oh, but if I took you there now, I shouldn't see your brother and sisters. I very much want to meet them. You are to be the prince, and later the king. And your brother will be a duke, and your sisters duchesses.
There's nothing special about them. And anyway, I could always bring them some other time.
No, you must go back to your own country now, and come back to me another day. With them, you understand. It is no good coming without them. Now, when you come back...
It's odd how the witch's sudden mood swings don't make Edmund the slightest bit suspicious.
Well, my house is between those 2 hills. I might have to be very angry with you if you come alone.
Oh, I'll do my best.
And by the way, you needn't tell them about me. Make it a surprise for them. Just bring them along to the 2 hills. A clever boy like you will easily think of some excuse for doing that. If your sister has met one of the fawns, she may have heard strange stories about
Oh yes, the dwarf is
nasty
very...
stories that might make her afraid to come.
Yes, the dwarf seems very amused by the fact that Mr. Tumnus is going to be punished most severely.
Please have just one piece of Turkish delight to eat on the way home.
No, 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 you must wait till next time. Next time, don't forget, come soon.
So Edmund is now walking back to the lamppost. Oh, and Lucy's finally found him.
See, got in too. Isn't it wonderful? And now do...
Okay, Lucy. I see you were right, and it is a magic wardrobe after all. I'll say I'm sorry if you like, but where on earth have you been all this time? I've been looking for you everywhere.
If I'd known you got in, I would have waited for you. I've been having lunch with dear Mr. Thomas the Fawn, and he's very well. And the White Witch has done nothing to him for letting me go, so he thinks she couldn't have found out.
Oh dear.
He's going to
And
go
Edmund is
after all.
clearly amused
She's
by
a
the fact that
terrible
he spilled the
person,
beans.
calls herself the Queen of Narnia, though she's no right to be queen at all. She can turn people
told you all that stuff?
Mr. Tom, Mr. Fawn.
You can't always believe what fawns say.
Who said so?
Everyone knows it. Ask anybody you like. But it's silly standing here in the snow. Let's go home.
Yes, let's. Oh, Edmund, I am glad you got here too. Now both of us...
I don't think you'll be saying that next time you come back. So yeah, now they're back in the house.
What a lot we have to tell them. And what wonderful adventures we'll have. Peter, Susan. It's true. It's all true. Edmund has seen it too. There is a country you can get to. Through the wardrobe. We were both there. Go on, Edmund. Tell them all about it.
What's this all about, Edmund?
Tell us, Edmund.
So yeah, right. This brings us to a point in the book that the reason why Edmund denies that he's been to Narnia and that it's all and says it's all a game is actually the effect of the Turkish delight, because apparently it's enchanted Turkish delight, which makes him just crave more no matter how much he eats, and also doubles his jealous nature, being one of like the middle child of the four.
He started this nonsense about the wardrobe. Just leave Lucy alone.
But it's all nonsense.
Perhaps. But what could you think you'll do by teasing her?
I thought...
You didn't think at all. It's just spite.
Stop it, both of you. Fighting won't make things any better.
They're always on her side.
Let's go and talk to the professor.
Now, how do you know that your sister...
So now, yes, we're now in the professor's study, where Peter and Susan are just talking to him about the Lucy's supposed fantasy.
As the more reliable. I mean, which is the more truthful?
Up till now, I'd have said Lucy every time.
I say the same as Peter. But all this about the wood and the thorn...
Yes, that is more than I know. But the charge of lying against someone whom you've always found truthful, now that's a very serious thing.
How could it be true, sir?
Why do you say that?
Well, for one thing, if it was real, why doesn't everyone find this country every time they go to the wardrobe?
What has that to do with it?
Well, sir, if things are real, they're real all the time.
Are they?
But there was no time. Lucy had no time to have gone anywhere, even if there were such a place. She came running after us the very moment...
So just while we're in this scene with the professor, I'll bring it up that people who know the books, the Chronicles of Narnia, well know that one of the later books is actually a prequel to The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, called The Magician's Nephew, where it's revealed that the kid, Diggory, who's one of the kids that goes to Narnia, is actually the professor as a child. So he actually knows of Narnia's existence. And there's no visual adaptation of that story.
So that however long you stayed there, it would never take up any of our time. If she had been pretending, she would have hidden for a reasonable time before coming out and telling her story.
Do you really mean that there could be a Narnia? Other worlds all over the place? Just around the corner? Like that?
Nothing is more probable.
But what are you to do?
My dear young lady, that is one thing I cannot tell you.
Oh, so now we cut with them all going into they're all just going into the wardrobe for some reason. It's not, I think it's in the scene in the book or with the film where they're actually running to get away from Macready while she's giving a house tour. They just randomly decide to all go into the wardrobe. And now that they're all four together, and they don't put coats on again, yes, and now they're all in Narnia. Oh no, actually no, now they have got their coats on.
Shouldn't we be bearing a bit more to the left? That is, if we were aiming for the lamppost.
Lamppost? So you really were here? Of all the
That's
nasty
enough,
little...
Peter. Where are we going anyway?
I think Lucy ought to be the leader. She deserves it.
You're so clever. Nobody treats me that way.
Where are we going, Lucy?
What about going to see Mr. Tangley? He's the nice boy I told you about.
Yes, all right, let's go.
I'll get even. You watch. I'll get you. Just wait.
As I say, that's Edmund talking in his
He's not only
conscience.
the nicest boy I've ever met, he's...
So they've arrived at Mr. Tumnus's house to find that the front door has been smashed down. And yes,
What a mess.
the house
Not
is
much
trashed.
coming here.
What's this? There's something written on it. The former occupant of these premises, born Tumnus, is under arrest and awaiting his trial on a charge of high treason against Her Imperial Majesty Jadis, Queen of Narnia, Chatelaine of the Lone Islands, etc. Also of comforting Her Majesty's enemies.
So Peter's now
harboring
reading the
spies,
message left
and
by
fraternising
the
with humans. Signed,
Witch's Wolf, which is the captain of the secret police.
Long live the Queen.
I don't know if I'm going to like this place after all.
Who is this Queen, Lucy?
She's cast a spell over the whole country, so that it's always winter here and never Christmas. I wonder if there's any party going on. It doesn't seem particularly safe here. Let's go home. Oh, but we can't. Don't you see? We can't just leave. After all, it's on my account the poor fawn's got into this trouble. We must try to save him.
What can we do? Let's get out of here.
Quiet, you. What do you think, Susan?
I've a terrible feeling that Bruce is right. I think we must try to do something for Mr. Tumnus.
I think you're right. We'll have to go on.
So they're heading out back into the snow.
What a waste of time. I'm hungry.
Shh! Look! There's something moving among the trees. Over there, to the left. There it goes again.
I saw it too. It's still there. It's just gone behind that big tree.
What is it?
Whatever it is, it's hiding from us. It doesn't want to be seen.
Look quick.
Well, it's not doing a very good job then, is
What's
it?
like? It looks like an animal.
I know what it is. It's a beaver. I saw the tail.
It wants us to go to it.
How exactly did you see the tail, Peter?
I think
It hasn't revealed its back
Yes,
to you
but how
yet.
do we know?
Shouldn't we risk it? I mean, there's nobody standing here.
And now they actually realise he's actually
Let's give it
asking
a try.
them to follow
We'll keep
him.
close together. We should be a match for one beaver if it turns out to be an enemy.
If you're not too high and mighty to talk to me, I have something to say that you'd better listen to.
What is it?
Not so loud. There's no sense in frightening the girl. Do you realise what we're doing?
What?
We're following a guy we know nothing about. How do we know which side that animal is on? Maybe he's leading us into a trap.
That's a nasty idea, isn't it? Still, why should he be on the wrong side?
If it comes to that, which is
I think
the
you
right
might
side?
question whose side is your own brother on.
The Queen is wrong. We don't really know anything about either.
The Ford saved Lucy.
He told Lucy he did. But do we know? Another thing. Does anyone know the way home from here?
I hadn't thought of that.
Further in. Come further in.
Now, so yes, so Mr. Beaver finally speaks.
Right in here. We're not safe in here. Are you the sons of Adam and the daughters of Eve?
We're some of them.
Not so loud, please. We're not safe even here.
Why? Who are you afraid of? There's no one here but us.
There's the trees. They're all listening. Most of them are on our side. But there are trees that will betray us to her. You know who I mean.
How do we know you're afraid?
Not meaning to be rude, Mr. Beaver, but you see, we're strangers.
Quite right, quite right.
So yes,
Here is my token.
Mr. Beaver reveals he's got the
Oh,
handkerchief that Lucy gave to Mr. Tumnus.
The one I gave to poor Mr. Tumnus.
That's right. Author, he got wind of the arrest before it actually happened and handed this over.
So he got word he was going to be arrested before it happened. Why didn't he just make a run for it? And then again, I suppose they would have caught him anyway. So.
They say Aslan is on the move.
So yes, Mr. Beaver has revealed to the children that Aslan is now on the move.
Mr. Tumnus, where is he?
Not here. I must bring you to where we can talk. Here we are, and it looks as if Mrs. Beaver is expecting us.
What a lovely dove.
Oh, merely a trifle, merely a trifle. It isn't really finished.
And
Edmund seeing the two hills which the witch's castle is in between.
Turkish delight. You will be king of Narnia. Turkish delight. Turkish delight. Turkish
And lead
delight.
the way. Careful, try not to slip. Here we are, Mrs. Beaver.
Hello, Mr. Beaver.
So we're now in the Beaver's Dam, and yes, we've now met Mrs. Beaver.
To see this day. Oh, welcome. Come in. Dinner is on the table.
Yeah, you must hang up your coat.
Go ahead, my dear. Sit down.
It's snowing again, and that's all the better, because it means we shall have no visitors.
And if anyone should have been trying to follow you, they won't find any track.
Now we can get down to business.
Please, tell us what happened to Mr. Tumnus.
Oh, there's no doubt. He was arrested by the police
But where's he been taken to?
to her castle. And not many taken in there ever come out again.
Statues. Full of statues it is.
People she's turned into stone.
We must do something to save him.
Dearie, there's no chance of getting into that castle against her will.
And less chance of ever coming out alive.
This spawn saved my sister at his own risk, Mr. Beaver. We can't just leave him to be turned into stone.
It's no good, son of Adam. No good your trying of all people. But now that Aslan is on the move,
Oh, yes. Tell us about Aslan. Who is Aslan?
Aslan, Lord, no wood.
Oh yes, I should point out, yes, that Mr. Beaver is actually smoking his pipe in this scene.
All at harvest time.
But the word has reached us that he has come back.
He's in Narnia at the moment. And he'll settle the White Queen all right. It is he, not you, that will save Mr. Tumnus.
Won't he turn him into stone too?
Lord love you, son of Adam. What a simple thing to say. Turn him into stone.
Oh, if she can stand on her own 2 feet and look him in the face, it'll be the most she can do.
And more than I expect of her. No. He'll put all the rights, as it says in an old rhyme in these parts. Wrong will be right when Aslan comes in sight. At the sound of his roar, sorrows will be no more. When he bares his teeth, winter meets its death. And when he shakes his mane, we shall have spring again.
You will understand when you see him.
When will we see him?
This clearly isn't making Edmund happy, we can tell by his angry expression.
Is he mad?
Aslan a man? Certainly not. I tell you, he is the king of the woods and the son of the great emperor, beyond the sea. Don't you know who is king of the beasts? Aslan is a lion.
Is it safe? I feel scared about meeting a lion.
That you will, dearie, and no mistake. If there's anyone who can appear before Aslan without their knees knocking, they're either braver than most or just silly.
Narnia isn't safe?
Safe? Who said anything about safe? Of course he isn't safe. But he's good.
I'm anxious to see him, even if I do feel frightened.
That's right, and so you shall. Word has been sent that you're to meet him tomorrow at the stone table. It's down the
So,
road.
it's already been arranged for them to meet Aslan at the stone table. How coincidentally did Mr. Beaver know that they would be going back, that all four of them would appear in Narnia just the day before that?
Then we can begin anything. There's nothing we don't need you to. That's another of the old rhymes. When Adam's flesh and Adam's bone sits in fair Paravel enthroned, the evil time will be over and done. The witch's reign must be near the end now that he's come to come.
Alright, so the arrival of Aslan will end the witch's reign. Why exactly has he left her to just, you know, have Narnia under this enchantment for such a long time?
I mean, isn't the witch herself human?
I know at a later point we'll get into the kind of the religious angles on the story.
No.
As we've already heard of, you know, the sons of Adam and daughters of Eve. Obviously they're talking about Adam and Eve from the Bible.
True enough, Mrs. Weaver. She's been watching for you this many a year. And if she knew that there were four of you, then she'd be more dangerous still.
What has four got to do with it?
Because of another prophecy. At Castle Cair Paravel, there are 4 thrones.
And when 2 sons of Adam and 2 daughters of Eve sit on those 4 thrones, then it will be the end, not only of the White Witch's reign, but of her life. And that is why we had to be so cautious as we came along. For if she knew about you 4, well, I shouldn't know where to shake my whiskers.
Where's Edmund?
Who saw him last? How long has he been missing?
Maybe he's outside.
Edmund! Edmund!
Edmund, where are you?
So yep, they've now suddenly noticed that Edmund has disappeared.
Come on, let's go in. What on earth are we to do, Mr. Beaver?
Do? We must be off at once. We haven't a moment to spare.
We'd better divide into 4 search parties.
Search parties? What are they for?
To look for Edmund.
There's no point in looking for him.
What do you mean? He can't be found.
Technically, if there are 5, well, altogether there are 5
Already know where he's
creatures altogether, counting the 2 beavers, how would you be able to split into 4 search parties?
He has betrayed.
I suppose Peter could go off on his own, and you could technically, if Peter goes on his own, you could divide into 3 search parties. But so yeah, Edmund is now walking through the snow at night without his coat. I assume that he might have left his coat there deliberately to make it appear, to try and just hide the fact he was sneaking away.
About the Queen. Probably half of it isn't true anyway. She was very nice to me. Much nicer than they are. I bet she's a real queen. Anyway, she'll be better than that awful Aslan. When I'm king of Narnia, the first thing I shall do will be to make some decent roads.
So yeah, Edmund has now arrived at the witch's castle. Oh yeah, and there's a stone lion in the courtyard. And we see all the other supposed creatures that she's turned to stone.
I bet that this is the great lion Aslan that they were all talking about. She's caught him already and turned him into stone. So that's the end of all their fine ideas about him. Huh? Who's afraid of Aslan? It's all right. It's all right. It's only a stone wolf.
No, it isn't.
Stand still, stranger, and tell me who you are.
If you please, sir, my name is Edmund, and I met the Queen in the woods the other day, and I've come to give her the news that my brothers and sisters are in Narnia, quite close, in the beaver's house. She wanted to see them.
I will tell Her Majesty.
This voice of the wolf is actually, it's quite a good voice. It sounds got a very wolf-like rasp to it, which is, yeah, a good voice actor there.
Come in, fortunate favorite of the Queen. Or else not so fortunate. Let me introduce myself. I'm Fenris Oath, the chief of the Queen's sacred glory.
Okay, now this brings up another point. There's an obvious change. Most people who've read the book or seen the movie will know that the chief police wolf is called Morgrim. For some reason they changed his name to Fenris
How dare
Oath.
you come alone? Did I not tell you to bring the others with you?
Please, Your Majesty, I've done the best I can. I've got them quite close. They're in the little house on top of the dam with Mr. and Mrs. Beaver.
Is this all your news?
No, Your Majesty. Aslan is here, Mr. Beaver says. And something about...
Oh, and apparently, yeah, the witch doesn't know that Aslan has arrived. Yeah, how the beavers can know that, but the witch doesn't.
Is this true? If I found you have lied to me,
I don't know.
Please, I'm only telling you what I heard.
make ready our sledge and use the harness without bells. Does that fool Aslan think he can rob me of my rights? He knows the deep magic better than that. I shall kill all 4 humans before they can reach the stone table. But as long as I have you, my fool, the prophecy cannot be fulfilled. Come, we must be off.
Oh, we can see oh, so Mr. Tumnus, we just saw a statue of Mr. Tumnus, and even though he's turned into stone, we clearly saw a tear drop from his eye. So yeah, is he just actually turned to stone, or are the people frozen in stone?
Fenris on! Take with you the swiftest wolves and go to the house of the beavers and kill whatever you find there. If they are already gone, make speed to the stone table, but do not be seen. Should you overtake the beavers and a few humans with them, you will know what to do. I hear and obey, O Queen.
What we can see here is we're going to get, like, actually use or constant reuses of stock footage of the wolves running and charging, and the sledge driving off. So the wolves have already made it supposedly to the beaver's house, and they've trashed it, to find, yes, that they've left the children and the beavers have left before they arrived. And yes, the beaver has found a hiding place for them to go into. Even though, from what we can see, how the children can actually fit in that small hole, I don't know. And then again, this is an animation, so it's a suspension of disbelief, we can say.
Wherever is this?
It's an old hiding place for beavers at bad times. A great secret.
We'll be safe here until the storm lets up.
So now sat behind a table in this place, in this hiding place underground, when they're having tea and toast. And yet they hear some bells, which they assume is the witch's sledge.
Scramble among the bushes and brambles without being seen. You'll see which way the witch's sledge goes.
It's all right. Come out, Mrs. Beaver. Come out, sons of Adam and daughters of Eve. It's all right. It isn't her. Come on, come and see. This is a nasty approach. It looks as if her power is already crumbling.
What do you mean, Mr. Beaver?
Didn't I tell you that she always made it winter and never Christmas? Didn't I tell you?
So yeah, we're now. This is at this point the animation actually improves a bit. We can see the snow melting and the sort of the thaw of the spring. Yeah. And yeah, we now get this famous scene from the book where the animals are around the table and they reveal that they've been given a nice big breakfast and gifts by Father Christmas. So Father Christmas has finally made it to Narnia.
Spring is near.
Fox, this is a glorious moment. This is the first time in many, many years that one can look forward to a Merry Christmas.
Now then, don't stand around talking. We must move on.
True, true. We must go, we must go.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Happy days. Bye.
And now the witch is, yeah, so we can clearly see that the witch is struggling to drive her sledge.
What do my eyes behold?
Oh yeah, and the witch now is coming up to the Fox family table.
Goodness, she's there.
Oh, well, yeah, they don't have their weapons yet, because we actually don't see Father Christmas in this version, we just hear that he's been there. So if Peter already had his sword and shield, he could have made a run to try and save Edmund, since they can clearly see he's there with the witch, but...
What is the meaning of this gluttony, this waste, this self-indulgence? Where did you get all these things?
Please, Your Majesty, we will give them. And if I might make so bold as to drink to Your Majesty's good health.
Who gave them to you?
Father Christmas.
Be here. How dare you? Say you've been lying, and you shall even now be forgiven.
Perhaps you should just have said that you were lying, so you could save your skulls.
Please don't.
And then again, since this is like a religious sort of
They
a
can't
parody
be too far
on
ahead.
the story of Christ, maybe they wouldn't want to have
Let that teach you.
characters
Run
telling
on.
lies.
They can't be far. Those wolves. Follow me! Faster! After them!
Another segment of stock footage reuse.
Faster, fool!
We must hurry. It's thawing, and that will cause the sledge problems.
I see them! Faster, faster, I can see them! Fools, keep this sledge going! Faster! Faster! Don't sit staring, fool! Get
I think they've stopped.
It's no good, Your Majesty. The sleds won't move.
Then we must walk.
We shall never overtake them walking. Not with the staff they've got.
Are you my counselor or my slave? Do as you're told. Tie the hands of the human creature behind it. Now then, drive him ahead of us. We're going to overtake them, or I'll know the reason why not.
It's Gallop. Sir Gullet. It's Gallop.
Faster! Faster!
Oh, this language this dwarf talks in just... Oh yeah, this nonsense.
On with you. Give me duck. Cunningham Lake.
Onwards! Faster! Faster! Boost!
Ganache. On with you. On. Kappa.
Faster! Faster!
Ah, this is no fall. This is spring.
Oh, and they finally realise that, given that they've just been driving through literally the whole
If
spring
I
thawing.
mention that name again, you shall be instantly killed!
One thing's for sure. The witch won't be able to use her sledge round there's no snow, so we can take it a bit easier. Not long now.
Look.
And now, yes, they've finally arrived at the stone table. And we get our first sight of Aslan. And there's another character there, the main character, well, supposedly the main Narnian character is just not very well animated.
Go on.
No. You first.
No. Sons of Adam before animals.
Susan, what about you? Ladies first.
No, you're the oldest.
Aslan, we have come.
Welcome, Peter, son of Adam. Welcome, Susan and Lucy, daughters of Eve.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah, this voice actor for Aslan probably makes up for the crappy animation.
He has betrayed us and joined the White Witch, O Aslan.
That was my fault. I was angry with him, and I think that helped him go wrong.
Please, Aslan. Can anything be done to save Edmund?
All shall be done, but it may be harder than you think. Meanwhile, children, I have something for each of you.
Alright, and this brings us to another change from the book. Probably for time consumption, yes.
You may remove your coats. Winter is no more in Narnia. Son of Adam and daughters of Eve.
So yes, rather than Father Christmas giving them the tools to fight the battle with, Aslan gives them the tools.
Peter, son of Adam, the sword and shield are for you. It is a magic blade and will protect you well. Susan, daughter of Eve, the bow and arrows are for you. Use them only in great need. For I do not mean you to fight in battle. And whenever you put this horn to your lips and blow it, help will come to you. Lucy, Eve's daughter, in that bottle is a cordial made of the juice of the fire flowers that grow in the mountains of the sun. If you or any of your friends are hurt, a few drops will restore you. And the dagger is to defend yourself at great need, for you also are not to be in battle. Come, Peter. I will show you a far-off sight of the castle where you are to be king. That, oh man, is Cair Paravel of the Four Thrones, in one of which you must sit as king. I show it to you because you are the firstborn, and you will be High King over all the rest.
So yeah, Susan's now blowing her horn. The fact that there was no music in that scene made it not quite as dramatic as it could have been, but yeah, now we've got some quite dramatic music to go with this first fight scene. So Fenrisulf and his swift wolves are clearly making their moves to kill the four potency children, and Peter is taking whacks at him with his sword. Doesn't have a very good aim. It turns out, yeah, Fenrisulf actually had to jump on him, and then Peter just had to stick his blade through his heart. And Aslan sends all his Narnian crew to go and follow the wolves, Fenrisulf's second in command to rescue Edmund.
Sir Peter Fenrisbane.
In the book, it's Sir Peter Wolfsbane. I don't think you had to change that, you know.
Queen, they must have reached the stone table by now.
Perhaps the wolf will bring us news.
It cannot be good news if he does.
4 thrones in Cair Paravel, and if only 3 were filled, it would not fulfill the prophecy.
What difference would that make now that he is here?
He may not stay long. And then we could fall upon the 3 at Cair Paravel.
Yes, it may be better to keep this one. For bargaining with.
What, you fool! And have him rescued!
Then we better do what we have to do at once.
So yeah, they're just about to tie Edmund to the tree to stab him when...
I've seen them. They're at the stone table with him. They've killed my captain, Fenrisulf. I was sitting in the thickets and saw it all. One of the sons of Adam killed him.
Go quickly, summon all our people to meet me here as speedily as they can. All the ghouls and the boggles, the ogres.
So now we get like an animation of all the witches' minions, yeah, the hags, the ghouls, the bull-headed people.
We will fight! Have I not still my wand? Will not their ranks turn into stone even as they attack? Fear! I have unfinished business here. Now.
So yeah, just about to get ready to stab Edmund. Oh, will Aslan's crew reach him in
Put
time?
him against the trunk of a tree.
And yep, another reusage of stock footage just there.
Prepare the victim!
Oh dear. The witch raises her knife. In charge of the good Narnian creatures.
Help! Steady now!
So yes, Edmund has finally been rescued.
Give him a drink!
Who's got the witch?
I thought you had her.
I didn't see her after I knocked the knife out of her hand.
I was after the dwarf.
You mean she's escaped?
One can't mind everything at once.
Rat, she got away. Where is she?
We must take her to Aslan.
On to the stone table!
Oh yeah, so it turns out the witch and the dwarf turned into a tree trunk and a rock.
Wake up, children. Your brother has been rescued. He's here in camp. Aslan is talking to him.
Here is your brother, and there is no need to talk to him about the past.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I'm sorry, girl.
That's all right, Edmund. It's nice to have you back.
Bloody hell, they are quite forgiving.
Sire, there is a messenger from the enemy who craves audience.
Let him approach. What is your message, son of Earth?
The Queen of Narnia and Empress of the Lone Islands desires a safe passage to come and speak with you on a matter which is as much to your advantage as to hers. Queen of Narnia, indeed. All the nerve.
Peace, Beaver. All names will soon be restored to their proper owners. Tell your mistress that I grant her safe passage on condition that she leaves her wand behind.
So be it. It's agreed, O Queen, provided you leave your wand.
So yeah, now we get to see the witch and Aslan face to face.
You have a traitor there, Aslan.
Well, his offense was not against you.
Have you forgotten the deep magic?
Let us say I have forgotten it. Tell us of this deep magic.
Tell you what is written on that table of stone? Tell you what is written in letters deep as a spear is long on the trunk of the world I free? Tell you what is engraved on the scepter of the Emperor beyond the sea? You at least know the magic which the Emperor put into Narnia at the very beginning. You know that every traitor belongs to me as my lawful prey. And that for every treachery, I have the right to a kill.
Oh, so that's how you came to imagine yourself a queen. Because you're the Emperor's hangman.
Peace, Beaver.
That human
That's actually quite a funny line, yeah. More like the Emperor's
His
hang
life
woman.
is forfeit to me. His blood is my property.
Come take it then.
Fool, do you think your master can rob me of my rights by mere force? He knows the deep magic better than that. He knows that unless I have blood, as the law says, all Narnia
So we're getting this
shall be overturned
montage of the whole kind of
and
story of the deep magic.
and water.
It is very true. I do not deny it.
Oh, Aslan, can't you do something about the deep magic? Isn't there something you can work against it?
Work against the Emperor's magic? Fall back, all of you, and I will talk to the witch alone.
So yeah, the music, when they have music in this, in this film, it does fit well with the scenes. So the score's good, and the voice acting's pretty good. Makes up for the not so good animation.
I have settled the matter. The witch has renounced the claim on your brother's blood.
How do I know this promise will be kept?
We must move from this place at once. It will be wanted for other purposes. Pack quickly. We must encamp tonight at the ford of Verona.
So they leave the stone table to go and camp in the forest.
You must prepare to fight the witch 2 ways.
I?
If things go well with you in the woods, she'll fall back to her castle.
Me?
You may prevent her from reaching it.
But you will be there yourself, Aslan.
I can give no promise of that. We shall camp here. She will not attack tonight.
So we see that the 4 children were in a camping tent with a load of animals.
I have a horrible feeling Ataku Solo. As a matter of fact, so have I. Something about Aslan. I have a terrible feeling something dreadful's going to happen to him. There's been something wrong all afternoon. Lucy, what was that he said about not being with us at the battle? Where is he now? Is he here? I don't think so. Let's go outside and have a look around. We might see him. All right, let's go.
So Susan and Lucy are now looking for Aslan.
Let's follow him and see where he's going.
Oh yeah, they've seen him and they're going to follow him to the stone table.
Oh, children, why are you following me?
We couldn't sleep. Please, may we come with you wherever you're going?
Well, I should be glad of company tonight. You may come, if you promise to stop when I tell you. And after that, leave me to go on alone.
Oh, thank you, thank you. We promise. Aslan, dear Aslan, what's wrong? Can't you tell us? Are you ill, dear Aslan?
No, I'm sad and lonely. Lay your hands on my mane so that I can feel you're there. And let us walk like that.
So yeah, we've arrived back at the stone table where all the witch and her crew are waiting for Aslan.
Oh, children, here you must stop. And whatever happens, do not let yourselves be seen.
The fool has come! Find him now.
Oh, Aslan, roar at them. Fight them, Aslan.
Find him, I say!
Yeah. So yeah, now Aslan is going to get blinded. Ooh.
Let him first be shaved!
And now I want to trim his mane.
How can they? This is awful. Poor Aslan.
Muzzle him!
The cowards! Are they still afraid of him? Even now?
And now, who has won? Who has won? Fool! Did you think by doing this you would save the human traitor? Now I will kill you instead of him, as our pact was. And so the deep magic will be appeased. But when you are dead, what will prevent you from killing him as well? Understand that you have given me Narnia forever!
Yeah, now this comes the time to thought that this is actually, yes, the part of the story that mirrors the Bible story of Jesus being killed on the cross and supposedly coming back to life.
Vermin and traitors, follow me!
And now we see the witch and her army heading towards the battleground to begin the great battle.
At dawn we shall destroy them. Destroy our people all along the ridge. Mount guards and secure the ridge. The others rest. What a glorious day tomorrow shall be.
So now, yes, Aslan is lying dead on the stone table, muzzled and blinded. And shaved.
I can't bear the look of that horrible muzzle. I wonder if you could take it off. Why don't we untie him as well?
So Lucy and Susan are making a rather unsuccessful attempt at trying to untie Aslan. Oh, now here come loads of mice. And they're crawling all over Aslan. And yeah, the mice are nibbling away the cords.
Can't they leave him alone? They're gnawing away the ropes. They're friendly mice. Poor little things. They don't realise he's dead. They think it will do some good untying him.
suppose there's nothing more we can do.
I'm so cold.
So am I. Walk about a bit.
What?
Oh, what was that big bang?
I'm afraid to turn around. Something awful's happening. He's doing something worse to him. Come on.
Well, we find that Aslan is no longer at the stone table, and the stone table is now cracked in half.
Oh, what does this mean? More magic?
Yes, it is more magic.
Yep, Aslan is alive.
You're alive. You're alive.
Yes, it is I.
You're real. You're real. Oh, Aslan.
Now, they have got the dialogue almost perfected, I should say. There's something really impressive about this. And Aslan is pouncing around making daisies grow.
We saw her kill you.
Yes. Although the witch knew the deep magic, there is a magic deeper still which she did not know. Her knowledge goes back only to the dawn of time. But if she could have looked a little further back into the stillness and the
So
darkness
yeah, Aslan's now having a flashback to the darkness before time, the supposed beginning of the world.
She would have known that when a willing victim who had committed no treachery was killed in a traitor's stead, the table would crack, and death itself would start working backwards. And now, to business. Children, you must ride on me.
So, Susan and Lucy are now getting on Aslan's back.
We must get reinforcements. The Battle of Varuna Ford is not going well.
Well, let me find the battle's already started. This animation really isn't that impressive for this big climactic battle scene. I don't assume this probably had a very big budget. Meanwhile, Aslan is pouncing all through Narnia. So I'm going to the witch's castle. Yep.
Hold tight!
So yeah, Aslan is now breathing on all the stone statues, bringing them all back to life. And the first one he does is the lion. We've got flying horse.
Look.
Yeah, I think it's a bear, a deer. Centaur. Oh, some dwarfs, yeah.
We must find Mr. Tumnus. He's got to be here somewhere.
everywhere.
Oh,
Upstairs and downstairs, leave no corner unsearched.
oh yeah, there's Mr. Tumnus clenching some parcels. So what exactly was he doing with parcels then? Was he trying to make a run for it, and were they surprised, or they just cut him off?
Oh, Mr. Tumnus!
Yeah, Mr. Tumnus is brought back to life.
Lucy.
And now we cut back to the battle. And the witch is just staring at the battle. She's not doing much of it. Oh, she finally starts turning the good Narnians into stone.
We've got to stop the witch.
She's turning all our people into stone. We must destroy her wand.
Oh, and she didn't hear him shout that out. And she doesn't think to just turn Edmund and Peter into stone,
It's not yet
just
over.
everything around them.
Our people, even at this moment, are in dreadful combat, outnumbered by the witch's army. We must join the battle.
So now Edmund makes his move, goes up to the witch. Oh yeah, and he breaks a wand. And yeah, she knocks him down.
Edmund. Hold fast. I'm coming.
Peter's taking a stand against the witch. You see this kind of clear hypnotising effect in the witch's eyes.
Off my back, children.
Oh yeah, so Aslan's roar woke Edmund up. So what exactly did you need all those reinforcements for? If all Aslan had to do was pounce on the witch to kill her. And yeah. So rather than the witch's minions all dying with her, which is what happened in the film, they all just drop their weapons and flee for their lives.
We've arrived just in time, Aslan. It was all Edmund's doing. Once he broke her wand, we knew we had a chance. However, poor Edmund was terribly wounded. We must go and see him.
Quick, Lucy. The cordial I gave you. There are others wounded.
Yes, I know. I must tend to them.
Hand me your sword. And kneel, Edmund.
So yeah, Aslan knights Edmund, and now they're off to Cair Paravel to fulfill the prophecy.
it well, sons of Adam. Fare it well, daughters of Eve.
So now they're finally in the 4 thrones. And yeah, Aslan has now gone.
Where's Aslan?
I don't see Aslan. That's right. He was here. Now he's gone.
He'll be coming and going. One day you'll see him, and another you will. And of course, he has got other countries to attend to. Quite all right. He's often dropping. Only you mustn't press him.
So the years went by. King Peter, Queen Susan, King Edmund, and Queen Lucy ruled in great joy and peace. And if ever they remembered their life in the other world, it was only as one remembered a dream.
Oh, so yeah, now time has passed and Mr. Tumnus is heading to the castle. And yeah, they're now all grown up.
Majesty, great news! The white stag has once more appeared in the forest.
The white stag?
The white stag is a magic being and will give you wishes if you catch him.
So yeah, they leave Cape Maribel to go hunting for the white stag. Even though exactly they're kings and queens of Narnia, a magical land, what exactly else do they need to wish for? Oh, and there's the stag, even though he's not white.
There's the stag. There he
Oh
is.
yeah, now he is white.
Look at him run. This way. There he is.
Let's go.
So yes, where is the stag gonna lead them to?
There
Oh
he
yep,
goes.
back to the lamppost. There we go, through the trees.
There he is.
Where? I don't see him.
And yep, they now found themselves going back through the wardrobe door and their children again.
We're back!
Professor, we're back. Professor, we've been to Narnia. We've been to Narnia.
No, I don't think it would be any good trying to get Narnia through the wardrobe. You'll never get there again by that route.
But will we ever get back to Narnia, Professor?
Yes, of course you'll get back to Narnia again someday. But don't go trying to use the same route twice. Indeed, don't try to get there at all. It'll happen when you're not looking for it. And don't talk too much about it even among yourselves. And don't mention it to anyone else unless you find that they've had adventures of the same sort.
But how will we know?
Oh, you'll know all right. Odd things they say, even their looks will let the secret out. Keep your eyes open. It's in
Oh,
time.
why? Does the professor look like he's someone who's been to Narnia?
But only the beginning of your adventures in Narnia.
So now the end credits roll. Right, so that was the special New Year's episode of Ataku's Reactions, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, 1979. Thank you for sitting through it with me. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and I'd like to say thank you all for your support through the past year, and hopefully this year will bring many new exciting events to us all. So, once again, thanks for watching. Happy New Year to everyone. Bye.